안녕하세요. So I want to explain what is the 두음법칙, initial sound law. First off, this is not easy to understand. It is even more difficult to explain, but I'll try. So if it's difficult, why am I explaining this? Because this 두음법칙 appears in basic 3 textbook where we learn about numbers in detail. So I included this because when I first learned Korean and learned the word six, I was taught that it's pronounced as you. However, over the years, I hear it pronounced as you or even new. So I was confused. And eventually I found out that there's something called 두음법칙, initial sound law. So essentially it is something to do with the first sound of a word which contains lil and yin. And this only applies to Chinese words with Chinese characters. So words that begin with consonant lil and yin are dropped when the first sound of a word that contains the vowel sound. Okay, what does it actually mean? So I'll give you some example. It's easier for you to understand. And 소녀시대 appears. Now, SNSD, if you do not know them, they used to be called Girls' Generation. And because girls is 소녀, so this is girls, and 시대 is a generation. So literally, girls' generation. So 소녀시대. So that's their Korean name. Now, if you notice the word 녀 means female, is 녀 here. However, you hear the word 여자. We don't say 녀자. We don't say 녀자, we say 여자. So why? Or even let's say the word 남녀. 남녀 means nam is men, 녀 is women. So it's like male, female. So we say 남녀. However, when this word female, 녀, it comes in front as the first sound of a word, we do not pronounce this, we do not even write it as 녀자. We write it as the 여자 and pronounce it as the 여자. So this is what we call 두음법칙. 두음 basically means the first sound. So if this word comes in front, the nian sound, it becomes a silent sound. So 여자. Interestingly, just now we had 녀자. So originally it should be 녀자, but we don't write it this way, neither do we pronounce it this way. However, in North Korea, it's pronounced as 녀자 and written as 녀자. So this phenomenon of 두음법칙 only occurs in South Korea. Right. Okay. So this is an example. Another example is 이효리. So 이효리는 this 이효리 is another famous singer. So this is her Chinese character name. So 이 is a very common surname and 효리, 이효리. The interesting thing about her name, 이효리, even if you were to move this word, even if you were to move this word in front and switch this back. So essentially the first word and the last word is switched. The pronunciation will still be 이효리. Yeah. So this has nothing to do with grammar or the meaning of the word. It's strictly a pronunciation rule. Because this word 리 is originally Li, but we don't write it this way, neither do we pronounce it this way, so it's written as 이효리 when it comes to the front. So it's the same for this word. So when this word comes in front, originally it is 리. However, when it moves in front, it becomes 이. So that's why her name in this form is still 이효리. Now, just now you saw Lee Min-ho, right? So Lee Min-ho is another famous person in Korea. He's an actor, Lee Min-ho. Now, if Lee Min-ho were to go to America or Europe and introduce himself in English, he would probably call himself, "Hi, I'm Min-ho." 이 아니고 he would say like, "I'm Min-ho Lee," because again, this word originally is a Lee sound. However, when it comes in front, it becomes 이. The very common surname, same as 이효리, Lee, right? Okay, so let's go back to 6. The number 6. So 6는 in Chinese is a liu. So it's very similar pronunciation as the original sound in Korean is ryu. 그런데 sometimes we hear as 유. So under what circumstances do we say 유 or 류? So for example, this number, we would say 6, 5, 6, 8. So because, again, originally it is 류, but when it comes in front, it is pronounced as 유. When it is not the first sound, it goes back to its original state. Okay? So we say 류. 자, 여기는 6. So here, 66. So 66. Originally, again, is 66. However, it's pronounced as 66. It is not pronounced as 66, okay? Because after 두음법칙, there's something else that happens called nasalization of 릴. So essentially, this is changed to this, and this ship is changed to this because of nasalization. Yes, there are a few pronunciation rules. It's okay if you don't understand. No one taught me this. Along the way, you hear examples and you will find out eventually. So, again, so this one is 60. This is 66, right? Yes. Okay. So, one more thing. We don't really write 66. The correct writing for this is actually 66. Yeah, this is the correct writing, because there's something else called proper writing, proper spelling for Korean language. That's another rule book, so it's really confusing. But the point here is, what you need to know, well, what you should understand is there are few words in Korean when it is the first sound, it's different from when it's not the first sound. One example being 소녀 and 여자. So just remember this one, and the rest you'll pick it up as you go along. 네, 감사합니다.